Okay. Okay, so this is the one. So when you talk about the Terraform, so what was gonna happen, like this is the one, like which I was talking about. So uh, see, this is what I was talking about. See here, what we used to do, like we have to give the the manual stuff and all. All we have to do is like we have to do the manual stuff, and we have to spin up our server. But when we use the Terraform, so Terraform, like the code is just like it's a kind of simple only. It's just like you have to give the values over here. See, the AWS instance will be there. So you all have to do, you have to give the name of it and the type of the instance type and all, and then you have to type that one, and then you have to spin up the server. So there will be some code will be there, but you don't worry. We'll practice it and you'll go through it. So okay, don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. So hello.
हाँ सत भाई.
Okay. Okay. Fine. I thought like it goes off again. So that's
हाँ
why.
नहीं नहीं, मैं इधर ही हूँ मैं.
Fine. 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 Okay, so this is what in the IT industry also we have to follow the same pattern only. IES, they look in the interview they're gonna ask on which platform you have worked on, whether you have worked on IES, you have worked on PES, you have worked on SAS. So our guy is this one. We have to say we have worked on IES, and the Terraform is very much in demand. And if one knows the Terraform and all those stuff, they can crack the interview in a very deep manner. So this is the one, the infrastructure as a service. This is very much needed, and this is what you have to do in the IT company as well. The way you actually develop all those infra on the cloud through manual process, here we have to do it through the Terraform process, and this is the one. We have to use the the configuration management tool that we this infrastructure management tool. Sorry, the configuration management tool is the Ansible, which you're gonna study later. This is the one, the Terraform, the infrastructure as a service, and that you have to develop it through the the Terraform code, which I have just now I've shown it to you. So this is one of the piece of the code where you actually create the AWS instance. Okay, the AMI you have to write it down. You have to write the instance type, and you just can give the name and all, and then you have to you have to type the command and all, the Terraform plant, Terraform deploy, Terraform init, and all those stuff. Anyways, we're gonna discuss later. I'm just telling about this thing. Okay, just I'm giving about some kind of heads up so that you'll be much ready. Because why I'm keep emphasizing on infrastructure as a service over again and again, because this is gonna then they're gonna ask on which service you have worked on, which service you have used it. So you have to tell like I have worked on IAS. Okay, this please don't forget. This is very important. Okay, and coming
Okay.
to this part. Okay, and coming to this part. Uh, uh, there is a the one which I told you, this thing it will be needed, those who are actually preparing for the AWS certification exams and also for that purpose, they go through they have to remember these things, because at some point of time they're gonna in the MCQ they're gonna ask what virtualization comes under, what application comes under. So that is the thing. So I have one way to remember the thing. It'll be pretty funny for you, but just I'll just tell you how to
No
recall it.
problem.
Okay. I think Donald runs, makes oval. Okay. Okay. Oval. Vic, victorious. Okay. Sehwag. Sachin. Not out. Okay. So this is the one. Okay. So in the very same way, you can go application. Okay. And this thing, the data. Okay, the its runtime. This is your becomes what is the monitor? Sorry, not monitor. I'm sorry, my bad. It's middleware. My bad. Middleware operating system. V for virtualization. Okay. This is SE, so it will be server. Okay, the first two names. Okay, SE.
Okay.
It will be server. Okay, and this comes section. So it comes storage. It's come networking, and this One is the what is the out one? I forgot. Wow. Oh wow, I forgot. No, this is not the one. What was the one? Not able to recall. The, what was that?
Hmm.
What? Then I forgot. Because that's important. Actually, they're gonna ask like this thing, what you have worked on which level you have worked on. So see, this is the one. They have defined till networking. You will see they have defined till networking, but there is one O as well. I'm not able to recall. Probably I think this is the I'm not able to recall this thing out. Anyways, I'll come back to this. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, but this is the one way you can. This is my way to remember. I know it's pretty funny for you. So, I'm just trying to whenever they are gonna ask the question like what on what level you have worked on. So, I just tell those four stuffs and all application data, runtime, middleware, and this thing. I don't go till virtualization. I this thing, and sometimes I go to server because if there'll be demand for the Linux administrator. So or that part, because nowadays what actually happened, no, they are actually looking for all the stuff, all the roles. Even if they are looking for DevOps engineer, so they're gonna ask for whether you know the Linux admin role or not. Like so it's kind of all rounder. Okay, so you have
Okay,
to do this.
okay,
There is no compromise on this. Okay, you have to do this and
okay,
this thing. Okay, so this is the way you can remember and if someone is writing for the what do you call it, the AWS certification exam and all. So these also it's gonna help it. Okay, so this thing and mind you, you have to remember how you have done it, how it's coming and all. So make sure you remember these things. It's very important. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Okay. So okay, my bad. I think it was completely here only. Till networking only. It was not out only like this one. Yeah, this is the way. It was this is the way. Okay. Now I got it. Why not the sum? Okay. So this is the one. Okay. And yeah, one thing. The I told you one important difference about the private IP and the this thing. If you remember, public IP.
Yes,
The
yes, yes.
Yeah, remember the private IP is basically used for the internal communications, and this is for external communications. Okay, this is important, and another one is if you remember this thing the snapshot and the AMI. All these are very important questions as far as this thing. What do you call it? The interview purpose. If you remember, okay, this is just
Okay,
I'm talking about the my laptop data. Okay, and this is when talk about AMI. It's they're talking about my uh, laptop. I'm just trying to relate it. It's not like it's a laptop. Okay, the
we have
relate.
covered the AMI also, right?
Yeah, yeah, we have covered it. Yeah, we have covered it.
Yeah.
We have not covered that part. What do you call it? I think the practical. I think we have covered it. I'm not sure about. Did
Yes.
we cover the practicals?
No, no, not practical.
Okay, okay, okay. So this is the one. Okay, so this is the one. The laptop data plus AMI uh, software. So in the if you talk about the real term, we talk about software. But if you talk about the cloud, we talk about we call it AMI. Okay, this is the one. Okay,
Okay.
so this is the one, and we'll talk about the yeah next topic. So this one you understood, right? The IES, PS, and all. See, this is what the
Yeah.
one which you're talking about. Okay, the IES, PS, and the one which is coming. This one you manage. Okay, this up to here it's you manage, and this thing completely managed by the cloud. Okay,
Understood.
okay. Let's go to the next one.
असद
Okay.
भाई,
Yes, yes. Please tell me.
बस एक मिनट, थोड़ा नो नो स्क्रीन करके आता हूँ, एक मिनट.
Okay, 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 okay. So we'll okay. So today we'll discuss about the EFS. Okay, EFS. We'll come here to talk about the EFS. Okay, very good. This is not free and this is very expensive. So make sure you delete it. Okay, after usage.
हमें जो भी प्रोसेस करना पड़ता है वो इंस्टेंसेस बीच में आएंगे ही ना?
It depends. It depends. Like the instance will come. When the one which I told you, it's like everything will come on a flight. Like if something is coming like on the IAM part or something coming on S3 part, then definitely you don't have to use the EC2 instances. But
Okay.
sometimes you have to use it. But it's better like that's the reason like we have to before going further we have to cover all the services first. That is the reason. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about so anything else you want to ask?
नहीं समझ आ रहा है.
Okay, fine. Okay, so this is the like elastic file system, and if you remember, like in the very beginning, I told you like there are three types of storage will be there. Like the S3 bucket, the EBS, and then EFS, and then which I told you like EFS will discuss it later. And this is very expensive. And okay, so that is the thing. So like they are actually the shared drive. So what do you mean the shared drive? It means like they'll give the location here, and the other developers they're gonna use the same location. They might be at a different location. The US, UK, India, anywhere. All you have to do is like they will get one location and you will put it in the server and like and whatever the changes you're gonna do it like it will come on its own and you can start using it. Okay, it doesn't matter like you're sitting somewhere else and all. It doesn't matter the time zone as well. Okay, so it you will get one location here. Okay, and you just put into your server and they'll create one drive for you, and everyone is gonna use it. That is the beauty of the elastic pricing. But yes, it is like it's not free and it's very expensive. So the
Okay.
cost and all that's very important as far as the cost is concerned. Okay, and
Okay.
for S3 and EBS, like which I told you, like we have to do a lot of tasks to make the storage, like in the dedicated shared manner. So like here, what you have to do is like AWS got itself like a dedicated application where it can share the map. See in the EBS and like in the EBS and the S3 storage, like you have to do some of the stuff now. You have to create the users, you have to create the applications, and like you have to create the links and you have to forward the links to the different users, and then you get the storage part. But here AWS they have created their own application. Okay, so that's why we call it like dedicated application just to uh, dedicated
Yeah.
share the data. Okay, and multiple users can use it. Multiple users can use it. Okay, so probably in the next class we'll discuss this EFS. We can do it even today as well, but I think there is a shortage of time today. So
No worries.
okay, so we'll discuss this thing. And that's the reason I just told you like today we'll mostly like focus on the theory part. Probably in the next class we'll go through the practicals now. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, and the one which I told you it's costly and it's not under free tier. So like just use it for the practice and probably mostly you delete it. Okay. Okay, so we'll do this auto scaling and probably we'll end today. Okay, this is auto scaling.
अब
Okay.
जल्दी हो रहा है.
Yeah, no, I think like Namaz is there at 4, right? So we have to go there. So
No worries, no problem, no problem.
okay. Okay. Okay, so auto scaling. Just discuss this thing and okay. So I'm sure you might have like watched the match of day before yesterday's match, India versus Australia,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes, yes,
Yes, yes.
yes.
So if you remember, I'm where do you watch that, on TV or Disney? Where do you watch?
Hotstar.
Hotstar, perfect. So if you remember, this thing you might have noticed 4.5 crore something.
4.6 crore, 4.7
Yeah, yeah,
crore.
absolutely, absolutely. That's what I was talking about. So what actually happened on that means on that time, no, like if there'll be first 10 overs will be there. Okay, the first 10 overs will be there.
Yeah,
No, the users will be more, right?
correct.
It will be more. Okay, after 10 overs, after 10 overs, what will happen? The it goes
It will
down.
get drop out.
Yeah, it goes down. Right? Yeah. So what here? Nothing but what's happening is auto scale. Because if you see, okay, I'll tell you, okay, we'll come to this example later. Okay, this probably the this thing, very practical, and here we use the Docker and Kubernetes and all the auto scaling stuff. Here we use it. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm talking about the real time. Okay, I'm talking about the real time. Here we use the Docker, Kubernetes, and the auto scaling part. Okay, I'll come to this. Okay, imagine you're hosting a party. Okay,
okay,
okay, you're hosting a party. You invited 10 people. Okay, but
okay,
eventually you got it 20 people. Okay,
okay.
so what are you gonna do? You'll order the food from outside, right? You're gonna
Exactly,
order the food from outside.
exactly.
Yes. Now if imagine in the very same way, if you hosted 30 people. This is case one. This is the second second case. Okay, 30 people, you hosted, you invited 30 people, and only 15 people turned up. People
Okay.
turned up. So what's gonna happen? Your
Food gonna
15,
get waste.
absolutely, your 15 people food got wasted. Okay. In the very same way, the servers as well, the work gonna happen like that only. Okay. For that purpose, before the cloud, there was one more stuff was there, that's called, we used to call it on prem. On prem. That's we call on premises. You please, these things you should know it. Okay, why I'm telling you, because they're gonna ask like whether you have worked on prem or whether you're gonna have worked on cloud. So don't get don't get shocked and all, just because you might have heard that term for the very first time. Okay, after before the 5 years 6 years ago now, the company used to work on premises only. This is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Okay, okay, 6 8 years 10 years back, like they used to work on
So
premises.
I should be
Still they,
aware of basic things.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. These terms and technology you should be aware of, so that you won't be get the shocking expression. Don't give them shocking expression. Or okay, what is on-prem and all? Okay, that is the only reason I'm telling you. This is the very basic. Actually, start from on-premises only. Okay, on-premises also, and we can call it data center, data centralized.
Okay.
Okay, when you're gonna ask it whether you have worked on premises or whether you worked on cloud. So that is I think you might have heard this term. I think you somewhere, data migration. It's nowadays
Yeah.
it's very very much in use. So what actually happened? No, like do application. See, the on-premises were there from past 10 years. Okay, the cloud came after some time. Okay, now what the companies are realizing the importance of the cloud. Okay, the cost effectiveness, the capex, and all those things. That is the reason, like they're migrating their data from on-premises to the cloud. Getting my point, getting my whole point.
Yes.
Why I'm
Yes.
telling
Yes. I
all
got
those,
it. Yeah.
I'm telling all those examples. Okay, why I'm keep using those terms. Okay, so this is nothing but you transferring your data. The company is transferring the data from data center, their own data center, to the cloud. Okay, and that's why whatever uh, space is required, whatever the RAM is required, the CPU power is required, they are using that much only. Earlier, that was not the case. That is the reason, like I just now gave you the example of 15 people food got wasted. So earlier, even if they were using, if it is of no use, then that much of CPU power and then compute power got wasted, used to waste. Okay, so that is the reason, like we move to the cloud, and there comes the bigger one, auto scale. If there'll be any use, they're gonna scale it. If there'll be no use, they'll scale it down. So automatically your money will be saved. Okay, so that is the
That is
important
nothing
part.
but auto scaling.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, and so okay, the different terms are done. Auto scaling is done. EFS done. Data analytics on-prem, and probably one more thing. Yeah, this is it for I think. Did you understand? Like, is there any confusion here? EFS, auto scaling, on-premises data migration. One thing. Sorry, I forgot to tell you the Disney part. See what happened during that time. No, the moment the 10 hours, after the 10 hours, what is going to happen? The server they sense it. The users are going down. So what they're going to do is like they will scale down on its
Okay.
own and scale down on its own. Okay, and I'm telling you it's very important part, the most of the time in the entertainment industry. Okay, they are using the Docker and Kubernetes only. Here the Disney part, they are using the Docker and Kubernetes.
Okay.
So I'm telling you one of the very real time
So
example.
Docker and Kubernetes plays a very important role.
Yes, absolutely. And this thing they before that we have to learn the Linux, Jenkins, and all the stuff. That is the reason we are doing all this stuff. Okay, so the Disney Hotstar, the moment it goes like a 2.3 crore, then comes the 4.5 crores. It all happening because of the users, because of servers. The more the user, the more we serve, the less the user, the
The
less
more
the
traffic increases.
absolutely. That's so they actually sense it.
Yes.
Okay, and
Mhm.
that we're gonna learn it through the internet gateway when we're gonna study the networking part. Probably I think in 2 3 classes we're gonna start that networking as well. In that part, I'm covered that internet gateway, how they're gonna sense it and how the traffic is moving. Okay, so this is it for today. Okay, let me stop
Done,
this
done,
one.
done.
Okay.
ये पूछना था असद भाई।